We are live. Shout out Tristan.
The whisper was good, but I think we picked you up anyways. Didn't miss much. Denzel Cummins, one of my favorite players in the NPA at the line, cashing two. Oh! It is not going to take long for something special to happen in this game. Crestwood Prep looking to hold court on their home floor, playing their second game of the day. They are pumped up for this one, taking on a team that was in the finals last year. The physicality in the first 52 seconds of this game is impressive.
And I think that's to be expected when you have a high-profile matchup of this caliber. These are two teams that respectively are highly regarded and are seen as two premier teams in this league. I think this is a great matchup.
I feel like Reggie Miller over here minus a three-point stroke because Denzel Cummins just hit one from downtown and stared right at me and said, come on.
Well, Denzel, he's a sharpshooter. He's a gamer. I too, as you already said, Jason, I mean, I admire him. I admire his game tremendously. I think he's a fantastic player. I like the fact that, you know, despite his diminutive stature, I mean, he's got a lot of, you just look at the tenacity, the way he plays the game. It's just, he plays with a chip on his shoulder, and I think that makes him, I think that really does make him, even more of a playmaker and a better prospect overall.
Shout out Tabo.
The officials have been outstanding here today as we work through a packed day. They have been outstanding from the beginning to the end. Right there, the official coming over, explaining the call. We always appreciate that because with our headsets over here, a lot of times, you know, we don't know exactly what has occurred and we're trying to pass it on to you. But the officials have been outstanding today as they all come in. They realize we're a little bit behind. We had some grinded out games in the early going today that resulted in a lot of foul calls. So we appreciate everything they've done, headed up by Michael Falloon. And this game right here, I think the officials even know that this is going to be something that you want to allow the players to decide the game. So many guys on this LBA squad are special. Michael Mattis there with the ball, kicks it back out. Isaiah Lee. Look at the ball movement, finding Cummins again. That was halfway down before it popped out.
LBA might be the NPA version of the Golden State Warriors. They run a lot of these down screens, these flares, these pins, and they're trying. They know what their strength is, shooting the basketball, playing from beyond the arc, and they're doing everything in their power in order to try and, you know, live and die with the three. But hey, if it works, it works. And there might be days where they're not shooting it as well, and that's a byproduct of the fact that they're playing to their strengths.
They have so much that they can do because they have so many weapons. I mean, you saw right there Isaiah Lee with fire in the big pass right there.
Isaiah Lee, really like his game as well. And you see LBA trying to nullify the size, trying to negate that advantage by playing a little bit of a zone, it appears, and putting Michael Mattis underneath.
Denzel Cummins is jacked up for this game. He is ready.
When isn't Denzel Cummins jacked up? Jason, I mean, you watch him, he takes that juice to a whole different level. He's got something, he's wired differently. I really like that about him.
2.5 into the opening quarter. Stay with us. Let people know there's a game going on that you're going to want to check out on NorthPoleHoops.com. Shot clock about to expire. Pull-up 3, Franco Miller. Back out top. Franco Miller all day.
perspective Neath up top. Franco Miller having himself. Taking a look at Denzel Cummins right there, had his coming out party at the Nationals last year, where he led his team back in an unbelievable game in the semis against Toronto Basketball Academy. Just absolutely massive. And then again in the finals, they came up on the losing end. Oh, nope, calling it up before. Franco Miller. By the way, I haven't mentioned Franco Miller just, politely dropped 30 points earlier today to go along with, I think, 10 boards and about 6 dimes. Don't know why I had to throw that in there.
Oh, ho hum, just another day at the office.
for Franco out of the Bahamas, it really is. And here he is being D'd up by Denzel Cummins. And that was the question, was like, how are the matchups going to work with this LBA Crestwood matchup itself, and how are the individual matchups going to work? And there's a guy, Okai Jamguz almost always misses his first 2 or 3 shots of the game and then just lights up from there.
First time I saw Okai, and I'm not going to say his last name because I don't want to butcher it, because trust me, the first time I butchered it.
Yep.
Back at the MPH Showcase up in Hamilton over the summer, and stood out about him, his playmaking ability. Obviously, he's an excellent shooter, so he fits the fabric of what this LBA team is all about. But I mean, he's really grown a lot as a player. He's matured, and same thing. I could say the same about Denzel Cummins. Having watched him extensively over the years, playing for his Markham Gators club system, and having the opportunity to play prep with LBA. A lot of these guys that may not be 6'5", 6'6", and etc., but they have a skill set that they can shoot the basketball. There's a place for them, and Angelo Provenzano has figured out, okay, this is our recipe, this is how we're going to do it, and credit to him, he's stuck by a lot of these guys.
Franco Miller airs it out from the corner. Isaiah Lee now.
Underrated playmaker, Isaiah Lee. Underrated.
No, I would agree with that, yep. And it gives his team an ability to play different. I was saying they're so deep. I mean, Josh Nkumsa is sitting over there on the bench. Josh Nkumsa is one of the better big men in this league. Here he is taking off his warm-ups coming to the game. And why? It's because they've had this diamond in the rough emerge out of nowhere in Kur Jokic, who's checking out right now. And it's just been shocking what that guy could bring. And then, here comes Jonty Vink out of Auckland, New Zealand, just waltzing into the game at 6'10".
That's a pretty nice luxury to have.
And it really, really is. And then on top of all that, the puppet master for all these pieces, Angelo Provenzano, as I've mentioned, is just one of my favorite coaches that I've seen at this level.
Josh Nkumsa, if you talk about a guy like him, I mean, here's a guy who was a starter on this team last year. Look at Isaiah Lee, look at Okai. Jalen Warren was a centerpiece for this group last year. This is a much different team.
Absolutely.
But you know what? And it's going to take time to gel, but they're going to be a force to be reckoned with once again when it comes time for that national tournament, because they have the winning pedigree. They know what it takes. There are a lot of veteran guys on this team who have been around, who have played in a lot of meaningful games. I think they're going to be just fine, and they're going to be a force down the stretch of this season.
It's been a battle for both these teams trying to get the offense going. That was about a 3.5-minute stretch where we had nothing going on either side. Franco Miller with the steal, looking off Thomas down low. Miller may have used up all those deep-range shots earlier.
And here comes a timeout, and a good timeout, because I don't think that's the guy you want inbounding the ball. I don't think that's the guy you want reversing the ball.
Angelo Provenzano going to get the troops together as Roe Russell's crew looks to win their second game of the day. Stay with us. We'll be back. Crestwood Prep, day 1 of 4.
Rep by rep. You push yourself. Effort is only half the battle. Doubt sets in. Why do you do it? Is it worth it? The lights turn on. All your questions are answered.
Everyone out there.
We're talking about the luxury that LBA has coming off the bench and Josh and Kumsa, and he is a guy who can get it done.
Oh, he's a bruiser. I mean, he's a guy that you could throw it down into the post. You can operate in screen and roll situations. He's gonna pull it. Oh, baby!
We're taking a look at a highlight pack of Nkumsa. Not in that highlight pack was a shot from downtown.
But
and that's just what he provided us.
Absolutely, and talking about expanding his range a little bit, playing to the strength of this team as a whole. They like to shoot a lot of threes. They like to hoist them up quickly. And Kumsa had some space and buried the triple.
This is our first look at Jonty Vink as well, out of New Zealand. Has arrived in Canada in time for second semester.
And they've made the adjustment now where Nkumsa is no longer inbounding the basketball. He's going to be the trigger man in the middle of the floor, where you're going to get him to flash. You're going to attempt to get the basketball into the middle of the floor and then look to turn it and go and execute a fast break opportunity. And a turnover there. And how about Thomas? He was excellent this morning for Crestwood. And they're going to need a similar effort today in this second game with no Jacoby Neath.
Yeah, Neath nursing an injury. Back of the line, Franco Miller mic'd up for this game.
He's carrying the wire. He's wired up.
Look for that later.
Yeah, shameless plug. Keep your eyes locked on our social channels, the YouTubes, and you'll see the Franco Miller.
I love that the kids love the mic'd up.
Yeah.
And I'm glad that Dotto isn't on the headsets right now. I can't stand the mic'd up.
I think it's great, actually.
No,
I'm
too old for it.
Okay.
That's the problem. But I appreciate why people would like it. What a great dime, Denzel Cummins.
You seem to give it a little look over here. Huh?
We've had a couple of chats.
Denzel knows what's up. He knows JT's looking at him.
We'll be interviewing him on Friday for the LBA feature, and really excited because he played beside a guy an electrifying player, but one that must have been absolutely maddening to play with in Jalen Warren. So I want to talk to him about what that does to him as a player, and it's probably really helped him.
Absolutely.
Because he now knows what this team needs, and he does need some of that Jalen Warren, and he provides some of that in a different way. And somebody who provides that is Okai Jamgoose, and I told you, he always misses 2 or 3, missed his first 2, hit his third.
And I think the key to that sequence right there was the big guy in the middle, wearing 31 in black, Josh and Kumsa.
Yeah.
Because there's a pick and roll there.
Agreed.
Pick and pop, boom, swing, quick swing, good recognition. And here comes Denzel. Oh, yeah. I love the energy. I love it. I mean, and talk about channeling some of that Jalen Warren, that intensity and that energy, that ferocity.
Absolutely.
He's electrifying. That's the key. I think polarizing, electrifying. Denzel, he's special.
And that's what's so special about being a part of the NPA from day one and seeing its growth. Is not only the growth of the players individually, the growth of these programs. I mean, I saw what Jalen Warren brought last year, and now I can see how that's rubbed off on a former teammate like Denzel Cummins, who's a leader of this squad now. And, you see the fingerprints of alumni, and you see that in great programs in every level of basketball.
Exactly. You see the reverberations of how certain guys impact a program, short-term, long-term, and that's significant. Checking into the game, talking about, speaking of long-term, Elijah Fisher, 22 in blue.
It'll be interesting to see what fingerprints he can put on this game.
It will be very interesting. I'm curious. I mean, here's a kid who playing at that junior varsity level, obviously lighting it up for this Crestwood program. Him and Jaden Langley-Thomas. I'm not sure if we'll see him at all today in this contest, but Elijah Fisher, obviously, many people regarding him as the number one prospect in his class in North America, never mind just in Canada. There's a lot of hype, but I think this is a great environment for him.
Yep.
I really do, because he's coached. He's being coached, and it's evident that he is coachable. I think that's important, and credit to Ro Russell and his staff, and they've been able to kind of bring him in and treat him just like any other player. Really make him go through this learning curve, and it's a process. He understands that.
Into the corner. 3-ball, cash money. Stephen Lazar.
And one of the things that Elijah Fisher is famous for, and when he plays with his grassroots club team, and we got showtime.
Franco Miller mic'd up and throwing down. There's a steal.
Great hustle.
Thomas.
Great hustle.
Energy on both sides right now. It's been a slow build. The last 2 games have been solid. Maybe the finishes lacking. It's been a slow build to this game.
And here comes the other youngster, Jaden Langley-Thomas, 9th grader. Of course, Elijah Fisher, 8th grade here at Crestwood Prep.
Ro Russell's got to play his young bucks because he's without one of his stars in Jacoby Neath. Jamgoose, step back 3. Wanted to come out, but Okai says, no sir, and the ball says okay. And Kumsa gets it out. Cummins slowing things down. Okai.
Oh, man.
he wanted to rip it. He wanted to pull that trigger. He didn't.
You see, he's calling for it again. He wants it. And he's going to get it.
Got it. Jaunty Vink coming down with it. Loses it. Crestwood now looking to finish strong. 3-second or 2-second difference. Game clock, shot clock. They give it back up. Cummins sees Jamgoose on the wing. Takes his time. Finds Okai. He stepped on the line.
Jaden Langley-Thomas just made a veteran play right there along the sideline, avoiding a couple of defenders, getting into the lane. Unfortunately, kind of lost his footing, but fantastic play by him. I don't want that to go unnoticed because that's a very, very wise veteran move from a young player, and a very intelligent move.
5 on the clock. Franco Miller. Lazar cashing it. Cutting that lead down to 3, 22-19. Stay with us. Tell everybody, tune in, we got a game.
I'm Denzel Cummins. I'm mic'd up for Northwood Hoops. I'm mic'd up, so. Ask that shit, I'm mic'd up.
Start in Virginia with pin downs. Let's start it on Jakucha's side, and let's get the ball swung. Let's not be predictable.
We got one game. Let's go.
All low.
Straight up. Bang up the armor. Got 6. 1, 2, 3. Charge, yeah. Good job, boy. Give me that boy.
Shocking. Shocking. If they missed him.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah, but you're playing man.
Oh, my fault.
Next time you see Josh, you tell him one more.
Okay. Listen, when you're running fast, keep on coming, because that's what I was looking for.
We're running that again. You were wide open.
So, hey, 13's going core. Power.
Now we've gone small.
Yeah.
We've gone small. So now we're looking to pump fake and see if we can drive it if we don't get open shots. So we're in power right now.
Hey, in power. Charge! Oh! Good. Hey, it's a good. You good. Good job. I want you up. I want you up.
Where's the thing called?
22.
Yeah, that's what I call.
Yeah, but you got to tell Bonehead to find his best shooter. In the corner, he was wide open.
Taking a look at the crowd in attendance here. This is a Wednesday late afternoon evening that we have in attendance here. As we pan across, take a look at the NCAA coaches and U Sports coaches in attendance as well. You know, putting the schedule together for this session, I was looking at Saturday as being our big day, but today has delivered, as has Josh and Kumsa ever since he stepped onto the floor. Nice little turnaround Jimmy pushes the lead up to 5.
Great turnout here on day one. It's been, even from this morning, that first game, Crestwood Beast Prep, and we had a good crowd in attendance. We've had a lot of coaches and NCAA, U Sports, both Canadian and American collegiate coaches coming through, checking out the action.
I think you'd mentioned earlier, Thomas was so solid in the game today, earlier, 9 a.m. this morning. Sorry, 9:30. Tomorrow's our 9 a.m. start.
Don't remind me.
I know. Tried to make it up with a later start on the Friday, and then Saturday nice and easy. We had some scheduling conflicts with the minus 40-degree weather across North America, throwing multiple wrenches into travel plans from across this great country.
Talk about a curveball.
Yep. Everything has worked out well here. Thomas at the line, looking to cut into this lead. I think our friends from the East Coast are happy to be here because they have something called a winter bomb on the way to them in a couple of days. Never heard of that before. Don't really want to hear about it again. Great ball movement, Jam Goose. Yeah, pull that trigger.
Another name we need to pay attention to is Michael Baptist.
Yes.
I'm convinced we're going to hear his name called on numerous occasions as this game progresses because he's a force to be reckoned with on the interior. He's a guy who can rebound and get it done at both ends.
Ryan Brunell trying to check in from range. Denzel Cummins trying to get it go through contact. Can't. Things have settled down a little bit here, and you figure that's going to help Crestwood. They can get it done both in transition and in the half-court set. Because they have size like that, Luis Pacheco trying to put it back. Can't. I apologize to Luis for giving him a Spanish first name, calling him Luis Pacheco for the entire first session.
And a foul.
Veteran move right there, right?
Yeah, absolutely.
That's what he's smiling at the kid right now.
Hey, you know what? That's going to be an interesting, a fascinating matchup to follow because Thomas played very well this morning. This is a big matchup for him.
And they're both talking right now.
I like that. I like the intensity. It's beautiful.
Especially if you keep it quiet like that between you two, you're not not showing anybody up in front of fans. We've had a couple of that, and on this broadcast, I like to take pride in the fact that we call guys out when they do something that isn't in the the great style of game. You're taking a look at it right now.
In front of our eyes, right here, right in front of our broadcast position.
And these are the one-on-one matchups that the game within the game that basketball is so beautiful about. And there we go. Denzel Cummins listening to the chatter.
Oh, he's coming. He's coming, baby. He's coming. He's coming after it. He wants his W.
He's trying to suck in the kid, too, I think, trying to get him to answer back and see what happens. But gets his own rebound, throws it away.
And now we got to see if Thomas has some poise, right? If he has that, if he can hit another gear, if he can kind of shut out that noise and answer back, and not necessarily we don't need ISO ball. No, that's not what we need. We need you to be, if you're Roe Russell, you need him to just do what he does, facilitate, set the table, play good defense, and make an impact.
Jam Goose getting it into the lane. Can't finish.
Oh, wow.
Going back the other way.
The officials are not going to bail you out when you do that. Although it was a strong take, although it was a strong take, it's still, I think that's a good non-call by the officials. Let it play on. He went into 3 defenders. You make the basket, tip your cap. If not, you know, there's still some implications associated with going into 3 guys.
Some great non-calls.
Both teams going straight up man-to-man. We see some horns action here.
Mattis. Airballs the hook. Shot clock violation. Refs all over it.
Good call.
Yep. Controlling the game.
LBA going 3-2. 3-2 zone here.
Miller onto the wing. Lazar, who had it going earlier today. Tough pass there. Jamgoose tried to save it off the opposing team. Thomas just needs to calm himself down a little bit. I think this mental warfare that he has gotten into with Cummins has gone the way of Denzel thus far.
Cummins just literally had a 15-second breather.
I hope you enjoyed it.
Well, I'm pretty sure, actually, judging based on his body language on the bench and the conversation, it was a brief one, but it looked like he actually insisted that he'd go right back in. Talking to his coach, Angelo Provenzano. That's what we call a good working relationship.
Absolutely, and you need that with your point guard as well. We got a timeout on the floor, 6:39 to go here in the second quarter. Pace has slowed down a little bit. It's going to pick back up eventually. Stay with us.
Has to back out. Now he's got a little space to operate. Nice pass. Wow. Oh, what a nice pass.
Kevin read a book called Long Shot, a story about Steve Nash. I can connect it with Steve's story a lot, not comparing them, but just the whole idea that when Nash won the MVP, the next day, his first MVP, the next day he says, now I really have to prove myself. And that's what the good ones do. Is they're constantly striving for better and better and better. And you know, kids that are grade 9, grade 10, they're very good, but they're just starting. And they need to understand that you're good, but you're just starting, and just never be satisfied. Keep working. And I think that that's what Kevin really, really taught me in writing the book, is about how it's never be satisfied. Just keep going. And that's what the camp
back out to Pangos. Got it again.
Pangos is knocking out all these open threes.
Kevin and I have a relationship that was formulated when I was one of the coaches at Camp Olympia that he could talk to and he could relate to, and we'd do workouts together, whatever it might be. And then it evolved into the admiration of he knew that I knew where he wanted to go.
Shout out Coach Dooley in attendance again here today. The can't miss kid, buck on Kevin Pangos. Heard Jokic, a home run pass. Caught at the wall. Just a long out. Mattis all over it. Scruggs trying to body him, but Mattis is having none of it. Love this. About 8 hours ago, that was a whistle.
and that's what he does. That's what Michael Mattis brings to the table, is that tenacious rebounder, and you need that. Oh, look at that board.
Jokic.
Oh my
This
goodness.
kid has come out of nowhere. It's funny. When I first saw his name, I immediately figured, you know, he was from Senegal. He was from Africa, someone who was brought into the organization. No, this kid's from London, Ontario. He's just completely unknown, and talking to national scout Elias Sabate about him. He said, Jay, this guy wasn't even on my radar a month and a half ago, 2 months ago. And he goes, and that has everything to do with what Angelo Provenzano can do with these players. And he came out in the Ottawa session and just shocked everybody with leaving his imprint on the game. And, you know, it's obvious you can look at a guy like that and the length, you know, that's what everybody, you know, you see the makers, you see the Giannis, and here's another guy, and he comes out of absolutely nowhere.
You see guys with that build, that physique, the peripherals and the tangibles, and you're kind of in awe, and you think about what if.
Yeah.
There's a lot of what ifs that pop into your mind, and it just makes you. I mean, there's a lot of potential there. So that's one of the things that, obviously, it's been a short period of time, but he's made some massive strides and going to continue to grow and develop.
It's funny, the phrase late bloomer, how many times have you heard that now with guys at the NCAA and even the NBA level? Right? And it used to be, you had to be a baller from a young age. Not the case anymore. Kobe Antwi from downtown. Crestwood just has not been able to find consistent scoring yet. Kobe's one of those guys who could provide it.
Just going to say, I mean, there's another guy who we haven't talked a lot about yet, but I think he's going to have his fingerprints all over this contest as well, because to me, he's an X factor. He's a difference maker. Somebody that played very well this morning and is kind of that second tier of offense for them behind a Franco Miller.
I'm telling you, Luis Pacheco can spike on people out of nowhere. He does not need much room.
That's from NBA territory. My goodness. If he would have buried that, I mean, he's got that range. It's just incredible.
Franco Miller finds himself back at the charity stripe. Miller again had a 30-point performance earlier today, played much of that game again, Crestwood without Jacoby Neath. Neath getting some much needed rest, dealing with a knee and ankle injury, or he had rehabbed from the knee injury, and I think it kind of resulted in an injured ankle as well. But he's somebody who is electrifying in himself. Jamgoose, no good.
Good board. Now, how much is too much in terms of minutes? The distribution of those minutes. Do you leave Miller? When do you give him a little bit of a blow? Because I think there is going to be a point where you got to, same thing with Denzel Cummings. I mean, these guys are obviously, they're competitors. They want to be out there, but they're going to need a little bit of a breather.
You have a coach that has no problem leaving you out there in Roe Russell. Back-to-back shots for Cummins now that have not been able to connect. Everybody's coming back down to earth just a little bit.
But he's got his legs in there, right? He's got his legs into a shot. They're not bad misses, and
it's the ebb and flow of the game, right?
Absolutely.
But we're going to be talking about the same guys that lit it up in the first quarter come the fourth quarter. It's just what happens between those two goalposts of this game. Josh and Kumsa.
Big ball.
Ooh. Refs are letting them play on both ends of the floor.
I'm not
that one, no, that I would agree.
In that situation, though, if you're Kobe Antwi, first attempt, your back is to the basket, and you're trying to hoist up a shot. Fortunate to get it back. Second time up, same thing. Finally, third time around, has the wherewithal to turn around, make contact, and force himself to the line. But there, maybe you can dribble back out or turn around, face up, get a shot fake, something of that nature, because more often than not, you're not going to end up in that situation. You're not going to end up at the free throw line. There's a warning to the LBA bench.
I think Angelo Provenzano was watching the stream earlier today and said, I was watching earlier, you guys were calling everything, and the official says, that wasn't me. Got a different crew.
Man, he gave a good chuckle, so I'm sure find some humor in that, that's for sure.
Roe Russell with the timeout. 3:08 to go. Take a quick break, and we'll be back to North York, Ontario.
The first and only NPA championship banner currently hangs in our nation's capital, the home of Canada Top Flight Academy. But it didn't come easy for Ottawa's only boys prep basketball program, who lost the first 5 games in the program's history before a team meeting put them on the path to making Canadian basketball history.
It was a pretty rocky start for us, coming into our first year as a team and as a program. We started off losing 5 games in a row. It was tough. Everybody wasn't in the greatest mindset.
That's the meeting that just changed everything. We were straight up with each other. We were all honest, and then we got better as a team. The chemistry got better, and then we started winning games, and we became confident.
Ended up winning 13 in a row, and then it was just a great finish to have come out on top as the first ever national champions.
As a founder, as someone who just started this, prep school, you have a vision, and to see it come to fruition sort of in the first year, it was one of the biggest thrills in my life. Being an Ottawa guy, so proud at every level.
Canada Top Flight Academy will be in attendance tomorrow, traveling down from the nation's capital where the national trophy currently resides as they beat London Basketball Academy in the final last year. Denzel Cummins.
Got some nice touch around the basket.
And the bump.
It's tough to do. It's a tough finish.
And what I love about that is he'd missed back-to-back shots from range. So he made sure he got to the rim the next time. Like, it's really basic, but a lot of guys just don't do that.
I don't think he has much of a conscience.
No, helps, right?
If he was open, he would have shot.
Yeah, that helps.
I'm telling you, right? Yeah. But he made a very, very good decision to attack in that situation and draw the contact, finish at the rim. That was a very difficult finish. The level of difficulty on that was very high.
Cummins running off the screen. Cummins in transition. What were you talking about, that conscience again?
I said it.
What were you talking about?
Look at that smirk. It says it all. It tells a story in and of itself.
So I don't mean to shock the world right now because they've been talking about the knee and ankle injuries that have been plaguing Jacoby Neath. I got word that over the holidays he was back home in Florida, I believe.
Florida, correct.
And he was heading back up, expected to be here ready for their games tomorrow. Crestwood also playing 2 games tomorrow. Jacoby Neath's on the floor right now. Active player for this game on the roster.
How's that for a nice little last minute?
And there's Isaiah Lee from downtown. So right now, that's Jacoby Neath with the ball in his hand, passing it off to Thomas. I don't know, I'm going to have to check at halftime, but I have this picture in my mind of Jacoby Neath getting out of the van, walking into the gym, hearing everyone going nuts, looking up at the scoreboard, seeing his teams losing to LBA. And Neath stepping in and saying, "I can play, coach." And Ro Russell's never going to say no to that.
I think he was probably thrilled when he saw him walk into the door. Getting some much-needed reinforcements, Crestwood.
Well, they had 2 games today. They only had 10 players here.
Wow.
Wow. Franco Miller. Step back jumper.
Everybody urging him to shoot it. The calm, poise to just make a move and pop it, burying that triple. Oh my. Oh my.
Officials are going to come together. Ro Russell getting held back behind the officials there. Coming together.
I hope they get this one right. Yeah.
Well done. Even Angelo Provenzano nodded his head.
Oh, there it is. Yeah. Might have said a little bit too much that time.
Yeah. I guess it was the sarcasm.
Yeah. He doesn't look like an individual, does Angelo Provenzano, who gets upset or angry. And you could, it's just it's more of a passive, kind of sarcastic
Which can weigh on an official.
Absolutely.
He gave him his chance to talk earlier.
But I bet you it's just as critical and just as malicious.
Yes. Oh, right? No, absolutely.
So
hey, we all know passive-aggressive individuals.
Exactly.
So Provenzano's just moved on to the next official to have a little chat with.
Switch sides. That's how you avoid
That's
it.
what you do, right? You go good cop, bad cop. Go to the next official and be like, that wasn't really that bad to him. Jam goes D'ing up Miller, running off the Pacheco screen. Back onto the wing. Thomas has been pretty silent in this game. Misses. Foul going back the other way. No, Provenzano probably feels pretty good about himself right now because the official he was chatting to just called the foul down low.
Denzel Cummings checking back in. He got a little bit of a breather, a blow there. Oh, and we have a little bit of chippiness going on here.
Like, seriously, Denzel Cummings is a player that you would just hate to play against.
Oh, he's polarized.
Yeah.
Right? He likes to talk. You know, he's that little small guy who, I mean, theoretically, a lot of people just kind of overlook. Yeah. And yet, he still finds ways to put his imprint on the game. He's a gamer.
He's probably got nicer hair than you.
Yeah.
Just, you know.
That smile.
The smirk. Everything about him. But if he was your friend, probably one of your best friends as well.
Absolutely.
The player you love to hate, Denzel Cummings.
If he's your teammate, you love him. Just hate to play against him.
Yeah. 28.6 to go. Has this been a close enough game for you? Oh! Alley-oop off the inbounds. Djokic throwing it down.
Oh, we're playing basketball, baby. We're playing basketball. High-level game here.
Transition. Up top. Ooh. Djokic was trying to clean it up on the stick back as well. Final shot possibility here for Crestwood. Thomas to Neath. Called for the travel.
Good call. Good call by the official.
3.4 to go. 3-point lead for LBA. Can't give it to Cummins. He's not going to have enough time.
Oh my.
Launches. Oh. Almost had it. 39-36. Stay with us. Make sure you stay tuned and tell your basketball-worthy individuals to tune in to NorthPoleHoops.com because we got a great second half coming your way.
Am I off or am I still on? Oh, am I still? I'm still on.
Not crashing anymore. Let's stop straight now. Let's go.
Come on, man. Yeah. Chill. My name is AJ Lawson and I'm mic'd up for North Pole Hoops. Let's get it. You know what to do. We do this. Get it, boy! Yo, juice me. Oh, yay. Let's need some juice. Oh, yeah. It's definitely gonna work today. Yup. Woo! Hey! Hey. Woo! Windy!
All right, get shot out with it. Have some fun. Let's go out here. Let's get some stuff.
Yes, sir. Straight blood.
Yeah,
that's on the land.
Trying to land. That's gravity, right?
But
no one was on her yet. No one was on her yet.
Euro.
Come on!
Frick, I gotta finish the first one. Good pass, Jay. Hey, stay there. Give me the assist, boy. Oh, yay! Give me that, Chief. Let's go, bro. Free throws, we eat these every day, practice every day. Next one for sure. Yup. Yup, I knew it. I knew it. Hey, yo. Hey, Tristan, get it? Yo, call stack hot. Trust me. Stack hot. Give me that. So have to play hard.
Live stream too?
Live stream, definitely. Can't mess up. If you mess up,
let's go, stretch it out, let's go.
You look a little cheesy, I had to come cheer you up. So start shooting, bro. When you shoot, yo, when those guys are coming on the zone and you catch it, you see a little bit of air. Just pull it, bro. You know you're a shooter, bro. Come on. Hey, Vegas. Yeah! He's abs. He's abs. Let's go, bro. Give me some, bro. Yeah. Hey, that's his first buck, no? That's first buck of the season. You have to give some love. Yup, you ain't going nowhere. I promise you. Pass it, better pass it. Yup, I knew it. Hey, ball, yeah. I'm gonna debrief him. We're debriefing Casey. Oh, debriefing Casey too. Debrief. Hey. Hey, I won! Hey, okay, one more. Yes, mine. Hey, Josh, if I miss it, I promise you you're shooting next one. I ain't gonna miss though. Yup. I ain't gonna miss. Oh. I'm so sorry. Debrief. He's getting cheese. Hey, Ty, I won't get a next foul. Trust me. Hey. Let's go, bro. Don't jump. Oh my God.
And the mic'd up game for AJ Lawson has now come to an end.
I said, oh my God.
What'd you say?
I said, let's go, bro. Don't jump.
You got 5?
Yes.
How do you eject my #1 prospect, bro?
Bro, tell him again, bro. I'm telling you, bro. Going for a triple-double too. Really? They ejected me. I'm really cheesed. I'm cheesed. It's all good though. Good game. Good game.
Fade to black, and we're out.
We never switched. I switched with Atik. I had him the whole time.
I keep saying.
Come on.
Hey, that's disgusting communication. Disgusting. Hold on.
Shout out CTA, man. Sky Blue.
Yes! Let's go!
Hit that. Let's go. Yo, put it in. Yo, diamond. Oh yeah! Whoa!
You see what they've done?
Yeah.
They've outplayed your asses. Outplayed you. I shouldn't even bother to put you guys on. All right, but I'll put the prima donnas on, and we'll see what you guys can do. All right?
Yeah! Shout out to Coach Tony, man. Shout out to Coach Will. Shout out to Coach Alain. Shout out to Coach Manu.
JD! Hey. Hit that, boy. Woo!
Sprint back. We don't do the tip. We don't do the jamming. Sprint back. Transition D's. Load up. I don't care who we play.
Nice pass.
Hit that. Yeah! Go!
The officials running a tight ship here just the way we like it. We are back underway with second half action. Franco Miller following up his 30-point morning with an 18-point first half here this evening, while Denzel Cummins had 15 and Kora Jokic just sent back Luis Pacheco.
Wow. You know what?
Clean it back up.
We're 17 seconds into the second half, but I'd be remiss if I didn't just acknowledge how great that first half was in terms of the entertainment value. It was an exciting half of basketball, and this is going to be one hell of a game down the stretch. Isaiah Lee, great finish.
Miller finds himself trapped, goes cross court, finds Thomas. No good on the floater. Cummins, shovel pass is deflected.
You could see Denzel Cummins really wanted that one there. Running the floor, trying to get his big involved. Had a tight window, just unable to convert that pass in tight quarters.
Just a minute into the third quarter.
Good look.
Delivered it right on point, on time, on target. Jamgoose doesn't need to warm up in the second half. He missed his first 2 in the first half, so he's good.
This LBA team has some serious swagger. Oh, we almost had an ankle breaker.
Don't put it on the highlight reel, Dotto. Can't stand it. It's the old Tim McAuliffe rule. Same as sliding catches in baseball, diving catches. If you didn't have to dive.
Oh, well, sometimes you have to dive.
Sometimes you slow up so you have to dive. It's the same as the ankle breakers. And how many times you see it in the NCAA level too, right?
Yeah,
it's like almost always missing the jumper.
Jacoby Neath back in the game. He did not start the second half. Checks in now for Crestwood.
Cummins.
A little guy like that is not supposed to beat a pair of guys who are probably a couple, I don't know, I would say maybe what? I'm talking almost a foot taller than he is, and he beats them to the hoop and draws the foul.
Yeah, as part of my role here with the NPA, I take care of a lot of different things when it comes to the teams, and when I got the Denzel Cummins, or sorry, the LBA roster and saw Denzel Cummins was down at 6 foot, I had a nice little chuckle about that.
It's commonplace nowadays. That's the sexy trend. Is that all of these tournaments, all of these leagues, if you look at the roster, do not trust the roster sheet because the heights are not accurate.
The origin of the phrase "eye test." Gotta be able to see the guy first. Jacoby Neath.
Ooh.
Yeah, he's come in pretty cold.
Well, you know, he's just a threat regardless.
Yeah.
His presence alone
absolutely
is a threat, and oh, he might have got away with the travel there.
Absolutely he did.
That was not a pivot.
That was a jump stop without a dribble.
Oh, my goodness.
Denzel
Oh, my goodness.
Cummins.
That boy is filthy.
Step back, Jimmy.
Wow.
Oh! Kor Jokic is throwing a block party here at Crestwood.
But you know what? As nasty as that block was, oh, I don't like that call. But defensively, that's textbook defense. He went up vertical. That's excellent. That's excellent defense. You could see the potential. We talked about it off the top. Here's a guy who kind of just burst onto the scene, and he's been an absolute monster on the defensive end of the floor for LBA.
We had a little game within a game with Denzel Cummins and Trevon Thomas in the first half, and there's one that's taken over since then, and that's Kor Jokic and Luis Pacheco, because Pacheco tries to catch a body every time he has the ball close enough to the rim, and Kor Jokic will jump with everybody and anybody. And I've seen it a little bit here. I think maybe on that last one there, Pacheco may have caught a bit of a hand to the face. His teammates were trying to calm him down. I don't think that really happened. He still seems pretty fired up, so that's something to watch.
Now, are we okay with that technical? Who is it on?
Let's find out. On who? Some not safe for work language led to that technical. So am I okay with it? Yes.
That's fair.
Yeah.
I didn't, and I'm glad the official provided clarification because I thought it might have been stemmed from some sort of skirmish underneath the basket pertaining to what looked like obviously a fantastic defensive play. So, I mean, yeah, there's no room for that kind of behavior and definitely warranting a technical.
Yeah, it's one of those things that, you know, everybody slips up and swears, but as an official, you can't let that become the norm because by the end of the game, You're not going to allow anyone under the age of 18 into the gym.
Absolutely.
Cummins getting D'd up by the much larger Franco Miller, handing off. Brunel has got some added playing time in this game. Cummins, no good.
And Roe Russell making that adjustment, putting the larger Franco Miller on Denzel Cummings with the intent of trying to disrupt him.
Lazar has made himself a weapon for this Crestwood squad. LBA still nursing this 3-point lead. I don't know if you can tell, but things have gotten exciting here in the gym.
Ooh, big shot. Got the friendly roll, kiss off the back, off the front iron and in.
Okay, Okai. Getting the roll. Nice ball fake, Jacoby Neath. Back the other way. Okai getting himself to the baseline, runs out of room, saves it. Cummins, he's gonna jack it.
Yep.
Gets his own rebound, no, loses it, gets it back. Nice, no look. Jacoby Neath called for the foul. You know, I think the block might have been clean. It's the follow through, as it often is, right?
Yep.
Especially if
the
you
initial
hear the
point of contact.
Yep. Especially if you hear that slap on the follow through.
The effort level on both sides of the ball from both of these teams is off the charts. This is no ordinary game, I don't think, for either of these squads. They know the importance of this one, and it's evident.
You know, in the Ottawa session, we had a lot of blowouts, and we said at the end of that, you know, what do we take away from it? And I know Elias, you know, and Tarek both said the same thing. That just means that our second session is going to be that much better because all these teams are going to go home and work on what they need to work on. And that's what's great about having a session early in the year and then one now. You get to see that progression.
Well, I think
and
that's,
then the next time you see him is going to be at the Nationals.
That's the measure of good teams.
Yep.
You know, and there are going to be those dominant programs that are going to come in, like a CTA. But who knows, right? Everybody's chasing that brass ring, and everybody understands that CTA, all these teams are chasing CTA, that championship trophy currently residing in Ottawa. And these two teams in particular, you look at the Crestwood, the way they've been playing today, their record is not indicative of just how good they are and how good they can be. Likewise, LBA, they're a fantastic team, and they're going to be a force, and they have that championship pedigree like we talked about. Oh, yeah.
Cousin Denzel, once again, from the land beyond, pushing the lead up to 9.
How about that sidestep?
Franco Miller. Yes, he did.
Wow. Back and forth.
Cummins again. Miller coming right at him. Poke away. Nice
Great
job.
defense.
Gets it back. Up top. Neath. No call.
You can see there's definitely Jacoby Neath is not 100%.
Yeah.
He's trying to battle through here. He's trying to give his team a lift. He understands the importance of this one. He checked.
No. Wow, look at the offense. What an unbelievably smart play by Michael Mattis. I'd like to think that he had enough of a mindset there to realize that the two guys down low who weren't out for the long rebound, their mentality was going to be, oh, I better get out on him. And they both came, and in midair, he dumped it down low. That was beautiful.
That's a heads-up play.
Unbelievable.
Incredible basketball IQ on display right there. Heads-up play. To know, to have the mindfulness to understand, as to your point.
Reaction, right?
Absolutely.
Yeah.
But I think even that's muscle memory, just that IQ on full display.
But the reaction from the defense as well, that both of them are going to say, oh, I should have been out for that, and they both react, and that half step was enough to free up a wide open Kur Jokic for the and one, and the lead's up to 9.
Good take.
Neath is doing enough that he'll have himself warmed up for the fourth quarter.
He'll factor into this, no doubt.
Absolutely.
Even on a take like that, I mean, the touch, right? It's just you know, that's probably what, his third or fourth field goal attempt today. Like you said, Jason, just give him a few more and hopefully, I mean, he'll get himself primed for the fourth. Those MPH banners aren't inexpensive. I was gonna say cheap, but they're.
We need to make sure that they can fold up easily. We don't want any injuries.
They need some longevity.
Yeah. If we made them out of wood, they would be both difficult to transport and possibly endangering our athletes. Look at Neath, starting to get to work. Not going anywhere with it though. Thomas, same sort of thing. Lots of dribbling, better defense. Whoa, he almost gave up an easy two. Over dribbling, bouncing it off every part of his body, it looked like.
That's one of those where he, ball bouncing around.
That could have been pretty ugly, but finished up with an easy two. Out of bounds, gonna stay with LBA. Here's a name that we haven't said for what, since the first quarter.
Absolutely.
Elijah Fisher checking in for Jacoby Neath.
I mean, everybody knows. Give Elijah Fisher a year or two, and he's going to be something, something else. But he could still make a big impact, even at his age right now. I mean, look at his size and his skill set. He can be a difference maker here.
Lazar, front rim, out. Gets it back. Brunel was wide open down the floor. Gets it back. Two guys playing in a phone booth, but it works. Brunel, corner pocket cash, leads up to 12.
This matchup zone defense that LBA is playing is really disrupting the timing of Crestwood. And although Thomas hit that three, it was 4 or 5 feet behind the line. And if you're LBA, you'll take that. You'll live with that.
Franco Miller is working out an issue with his right hamstring over there on the sideline. He's coming back in, seems to be tightening up on him.
Looks like he's going to check back in.
Yeah, and Kumsa finds Jonty Bink.
Oh my. I didn't see much there. This is a guy that Crestwood's certainly going to need to lean upon, and Franco Miller, they're going to need him down the stretch. And he's trying to work out, trying to stretch out that right leg.
Vink splits a pair.
And so the deficit is at 10. Double-digit game. Seems, I mean, it feels a lot closer. That's a
absolutely
does a nice job drawing the foul there.
Thomas back the other way. Franco Miller. I think he would have thrown that down if he wasn't dealing with that hamstring. Swallowed up. Miller gets back, saves it off Bank. Oh, but it hit him on the out of bounds. Smart call by the official.
No, good call by the official. Bad bounce.
Miller wasn't arguing that.
It's a pretty unfortunate bounce.
Yeah.
Fortuitous for LBA, of course, as they get an extra possession here, an opportunity to redeem themselves.
Cummins contorting the body in midair.
What more can you say about Denzel Cummings? I mean, he does it all. The one thing I would like to see, however, and I mean, this is obviously part of the game plan, and tactically you have to do what you have to do, but I'm curious defensively what type of, you know, in terms of a man-to-man setting, you know, you can disguise him playing zone and stuff like that, but I think that's another, just a wrinkle, right? I'm curious. It's an element of his game.
Yep.
We're not really seeing here today.
Wow.
But he can certainly do this. Pop it. Short.
Vank just taking on everybody. They're not bailing him out with the call.
Nope. Good defense there.
Yep. In basketball, especially at this level, I've hated how it's become this, you know, if you're surrounded by 3 guys, just go up and you're going to get a whistle. Like, I really don't enjoy that game plan.
No.
And I like that officials don't bail them out sometimes, because, you know, there is times where if it's 1-on-3 down low, like, you're going to have the ball taken away, and guess what? You weren't fouled. It's when you have 6 hands on one ball, it's going to pop loose.
Absolutely. Absolutely. And, you know, granted, there are circumstances where a foul's a foul.
Of course, obviously.
Right? Foul's a foul. But, I mean, you know, you hope that a player can understand and learn something from, hey, I went into 2-3 guys, I didn't get a call, so I wouldn't expect to do the same thing over again and get a call the next time.
Yeah.
Right? So.
Miller finds Pacheco. Got the basket. Scruggs.
Just like they drew it up. Beat the shot clock.
LBA with the rock with an 8-point lead.
Oh, you think Denzel wants it?
Jokic gets it back to Nkumsa. Looking for the and one, couldn't get the finish.
Josh Nkumsa and Denzel Cummings have a very, very long history together. They've played together for a number of years. Part of the reason going to LBA, they had the opportunity to play together. So that was one of the selling features, if you will, and that was, you know, part of the recruitment.
Denzel Cummings getting his customary 10-second break per quarter.
He's the focal point for this team, and you know, last year, where, you know, he would have been a secondary or tertiary piece to the equation. Now he is the focal point, and that puts a lot of pressure in there, and that comes with some weight for sure. But you know, he's capable of shouldering that load.
No foul. 10-point lead for LBA. Stay with us. 1-minute break. We'll be back with the fourth quarter.
I'm Jacoby Neese, and I'm mic'd up for North Pole Hoops. Okay, Trey. Okay, Trey. Okay, Trey. Yeah! Let's go, man. Yo, let's kill, man. Let's kill. Hey, prove a point right now. Number 1 in NPA right now. Big game. Let's go, man. Step on the ground.
Number 1 on 3. Number 1 on 3. 1, 2, 3. Number 1. Good.
Give me 3. Yes, sir. 34. On his head! Let's go, boy!
If you don't cut off the skip pass, if 2 guys are back, then talk. Then you come back.
Hey, we have to trap harder so he can't see that far pass.
Come
on, get a quick breather. You're going to finish here.
Bring it in.
Come on. What's up?
Hey, let's get a stop.
Are you pissed because I missed shots? Are your knees hurt or what's going on?
Nothing. Like, you can't play basketball.
You're good. Chill. Dude, chill. Easy things. Okay? Listen, you just came back off your knee issues. Okay? It's not going to be the easiest thing right now. Simple things.
Good, Machi.
Catch and shoot threes. Okay? Attack and kicks, attack and floaters. Okay? You'll be all right.
Let's go right now. Yeah, let's go.
Hey! And one!
Go up strong. When I go to the rim, they close and then space it.
I was ready to shoot it.
No, I mean like instead of
just a little more. Okay, I got you. Hey! Let's go, man. Good pick, boy. I need that lob to wake me up, bro.
Taking a look at Jacoby Neath. Inbounding the ball. A 10-point lead for LBA.
Let's see if Jacoby Neath can provide a superhero-like performance here in this fourth quarter.
There's a handful of players that you know are going to decide this game one way or another. One of them is that man, Jacoby Neath.
Great ball movement.
Getting after it.
May have resulted in a turnover by way of the arrow, but that extra pass was on point, on the money. 3 guys for Crestwood that need to have a big quarter. 12, 13, and 0. Kobe Antwi, of course, Franco Miller, and number 0, Jacoby Neath. Those are 3 guys that are going to have to really separate themselves here in this fourth quarter and make a big difference down the stretch.
Luis Pacheco showing his vast skill set, being able to get into.
Well, we know who we can ask when there's some water on the floor.
Jamgoose does not need a lot of space to get it off.
I was just about to say, that was a lightning quick release.
Interesting ball movement, considering Jamgoose kind of like ran directly beside the pass back out.
Isaiah Lee, he buries that triple.
He was not thrown off by his teammate running alongside that pass. Cummins gets it down, but a little over the outstretched arm of Jamgoose.
Yeah, a bit ambitious there.
Yeah.
Saw it. Okai sprinting down the sideline and wanted to try and get an easy basket, but just a little too much on it.
Franco Miller.
And see that as a coach, that would frustrate me.
Yep.
You get a rebound, you know what? You get a fortuitous bounce. Why can't you just lay it in?
Yeah.
You know, you're trailing by 13. And you need every basket you can get. Why? And I'm pretty sure that's what Coach Roe Russell is telling him right now, is just lay it in.
Luis Pacheco just tries to absolutely dunk everything.
You pointed that out earlier, right? And you're not wrong. I mean, you see nobody within a couple feet of him. He gets a nice, easy offensive rebound, and just go with the sure thing. And I think that's just the IQ. Because at the next level, you do something like that, guess what? You're probably coming out.
Yeah.
Right? You're coming out. Even at this level, there are coaches who just say, nope, sorry.
Kobe Antwi, heard you call him out. Said if you're going to mention me, Daniele, I'm going to deliver.
Ooh.
Jokic, if that would have rolled a little differently, he would have spiked that one home. Nice save. Crestwood looking to get this one back to single digits.
It's just frustrating because you need him, right? You need him on the floor, and it's just you got to find those teaching moments, those teachable moments for certain guys. Crestwood going with this abbreviated little half-court press.
Kobe Antwi with 5 points in this run, getting Crestwood back to within 8. Jamgu's step back. That is an off-balance attempt off the wrong foot.
Fundamentals boxing out. Nobody boxing out there. Michael Matus free to get the offensive rebound.
Denzel Cummins looking for somebody. Not much more he could have done.
Right, he did get fouled there. And Denzel certainly gonna give the referee his piece. A piece of his mind, that's for sure. He doesn't hold anything back.
This is the tandem we saw in Ottawa, Beneath and Miller.
Yeah, he's got to exploit that.
Absolutely. Nice move.
I think anytime, whether it's Jacoby Neath or Franco Miller, and you see Denzel Cummings is the guy in that matchup zone that's in front of you, you have to take advantage. You can penetrate.
But Cummins can always come back and do that as well.
And that's what he's out there for, right? I mean, that's why you're playing zone. That's why you're in that position. That's why, over the course of this young season, they've dropped some games that they shouldn't have dropped. Even outside of the MPA, they've lost to regular high school teams, and that shouldn't happen. But part of it is the way you play. You live and die with the 3. You play zone. You do things different. And some teams have the key ingredients to beat you. So, you know, it's just about how you adjust tactically.
Mattis go to the line. Foul on Lazar.
Oh, we love our NPA supporters, don't we?
Miller.
And this is going to be a really, really telling point. Like, this is a critical point in this game right now. Oh, here it is.
Jamku's breaking out all alone. Yeah, we got to wipe that up down that baseline.
I remember watching Kobe Antwi when he was younger, and he was dynamite, to put it simply. I mean, he was a fantastic player. He's kind of taking more of a backseat role with guys like Jacoby Neath and Franco Miller. Now you got this young core kind of coming in with, you know, Elijah Fisher, Jaden Langley Thomas. You got a lot of youth. It's a good infusion of youth and veteran guys, and I think that's a key for long-term success, but needs it short.
He's been short on everything, and it's just coming in a little late.
Yeah, you can see he's a little rusty, obviously, and he doesn't look fully comfortable out there, and I think that's a byproduct of, you know, just maybe the holidays, being off the court, being injured, all of those factors kind of coming into play.
Onto the wing, Kobe Antwi. He has had the hot hand in this fourth quarter.
They need him.
That's his 8th point of the quarter.
They desperately need him to be productive consistently, whether it's as a starter or coming off the bench.
Nice pass by Brunel. They all fell asleep on Nkumsa. A little eye contact, and it was done.
Good read. Good read. Good execution. Good finish.
Jumping into the passing lane.
Leads it.
Why not?
Yep.
Why not? Oh, couldn't get it to drop. Franco Miller getting mauled. Foul called.
Looks like he re-aggravated that. Is that his foot? He's favoring now.
I think it's the same thing. It's that. It's that right hamstring.
He's definitely hurting a little bit.
Trying to stretch it out.
Probably gonna have to wheel him out, if anything, if you're gonna get him off the court.
Yeah, absolutely. That's that island toughness. Talking to him, I said, "Isn't that strange? You know, we like to say people from the islands are laid back and relaxed." He said, "Yeah, but not when it comes to sport." Like, you're right. He's like, "We're pit bulls, man." That's what he's asking for. He's asking for some water, probably cramping up there. Timeout on the floor, 5:13 to go. 5-point game. He got a good finish coming up.
Yet again, a 10-point advantage restored for Team Blue. Oh! It's Judy Charges throwing it down!
Welcome to the NPH live broadcasting experience. Allow our team of video technicians to capture your event in high definition. Streaming directly on all NPH media platforms. Up-to-the-minute live game coverage featuring professional commentators and analysts.
Tip in! No good! 2 seconds to go! Oh!
Commercial spots available to promote and market your brand, event, or product. Enjoy the ultimate way to catch the game when you can't.
That man from Quebec can fly!
Okay, let's keep it going. Keep the intensity high.
Get your feet square, get your feet square. Take it home, write it down, grab a homie, and work on it. Work on it, master it.
AJ Lawson, go! He gets it to go! Wow! Check it out, Jalen.
We're back live. As I mentioned, Jacoby Neath was doing enough in those last quarter and a half to kind of get the blood going. He's got a good sweat on now, so be interesting to see what effect he can have. And Kumso is looking for that lob in towards the rim once again. Didn't get it. Crestwood's defense turned up now. Miller battling through a little bit of an injury. Count it. Plus the foul.
Oh, and it looks like he's cramping up again.
Yeah. This kid is battling.
Wow, you gotta love the fortitude. I mean,
island tough.
Yeah, he wants it bad, and you can see they're gonna eating water.
Get that kid a banana.
Nah, he's battling. He's fighting like a champ. Now
He's gonna have to pull himself out. I mean, just think about the times that everyone's been woken up in the middle of the night with a cramp. And imagine being out there trying to play through it.
I don't think we've seen the last of him. I really don't. I don't think we've seen the last of Franco Miller in this one yet.
And Kumsa into the corner. Jamgu's no good. This lead is down to 2. It's 78-76.
Oh yeah!
And Jacoby Neath
That's
has
what
now
we've been waiting
tied this
for.
game at 78.
It's been brewing, Jason. It's been brewing.
Cummins to Jamgus into the corner. Brunel. Jamgus again. Called for the travel.
Yep, drag that pivot foot.
Can't argue that. Angelo Provenzano wants a timeout to talk it over. We're tied at 78, 4:05 to go. Stay tuned.
by rep. You push yourself. Effort is only half the battle. Doubt sets in. Why do you do it? Is it worth it? The lights turn on. All your questions are answered.
What's yours? Were you born with the ball in your hands? Or were you a late bloomer? Are you a dead-eye shooter?
Crestwood Preparatory College has battled back from a double-digit fourth quarter deficit to tie this game at 78 with 4 minutes to go here, looking for their second win on the day.
Oh, baby. And at a crucial point in this game,
Jacoby Neath putting on the dancing shoes, getting to the rim for two.
He delivers when it matters most. That's what important players do. They deliver in crucial situations.
Oh, Denzel Cummins. Wow. Delivering in a crucial situation himself. We're tied at 80.
How's that for an answer?
The hairs are standing up on the back of the neck right now. Everybody in this gym is into this game. 3:20 to go, tied at 80.
And what's more exhilarating, Franco Miller set to check back in. LBA making the decision following that timeout to go man-to-man. The first time they've done it all game long. It yields a pair of turnovers at a critical juncture in this basketball game.
Brunel picks up his dribble. And Kumsa. Tough play down low. Jokic turns it over.
These officials are on top of everything.
Absolutely, they feel it too. Making sure the shot clock was on time. Neat. Finds Franco Miller. Ooh. Pacheco, Antwi, Pacheco again. Jacoby Neath asking for some contact, not there. Miller gets it to go.
It's Franco Miller's kind of game. Grit and grind, tenacious, and resilient.
Wow, Ryan Brunel.
Nope.
I don't think he's the guy you want to take that shot, not in a pull-up situation. 2:08. Crestwood, their first lead since early in this one. Neath working on Cummins, tucking it, couldn't get it to go. They get it back, Lazar to Neath. He's really taking this game in his hands. Franco Miller now back into the lane, kick out. Kobe Antwi, no good. This is fun.
Oh, it's incredible. I mean, the pace, the back and forth. This is high-level basketball at its finest.
Helmans. Jokic is hurting. And Kumsa tries to find Jokic, but something's wrong with Kur Jokic. He's holding his side. I don't know if he's cramping up himself, but he's hurting.
To me, that looks like the case, and here we go. Here's a sub.
Provenzano. He's calling himself a timeout.
It's a smart timeout right there.
Yeah.
Jacoby Neath, one of the things that you have to appreciate about him, although the numbers aren't gaudy, the numbers aren't going to pop off the screen for you, he's been very effective today. And the way he's done it, it's just the simple things.
But his numbers are popping on the screen right now, and that 15.8 points per game, almost 4 boards, 3 dimes.
And it hasn't been what we've been accustomed to seeing from him whatsoever. But you know what? He's delivered so far in critical situations, and with 1:26 left, I mean, realistically, aside from maybe Franco Miller, who else would you rather have with the ball in their hands if you're Crestwood?
Absolutely.
You want your best player, and obviously he was a late entry into this game. He's had limited opportunity, limited burn, and so for him to just even to be out there, he's another threat. He's a threat, and that alone, you know, combined with, of course, his skill set, makes him just a huge asset to have on the floor for this Crestwood team.
And he can create. Like that's what we've seen down this
Absolutely.
end. You know, it's resulted in some putbacks. It's resulted in, you know, maybe some offensive rebounds and kickouts. Like you said, just another weapon on the floor.
And those numbers won't jump off the screen. They're not going to jump. You know, the assist column will show up, yes, but the extra, that hockey assist, that you know, the steal leading to something, the extra pass, all those little things aren't gonna show up in the stat sheet.
They did not execute when Angelo Provenzano is drawn up. Jamgoose turns it over, passing it into no man's land. Franco Miller. Back up top, Neath working on Cummins. That first step is quick, and the Euro step is nasty.
Channeling that inner Manu Ginobili, James Harden, Euro finish, and a 4-point Crestwood lead.
Jokic loses it, gets it back. LBA just has not been able to find that magic that they had in that first quarter.
Can't get the lid off the basket.
Nope. And a lot of that may have to do with, you know, Jokic not being able to be as active. He's battling something, obviously. Foul called on Jamgoose. Still well out of the bonus.
And not the most intelligent play. And you can see Angelo Provenzano, he's a bit upset by that.
One more timeout. We got a 4-point lead, 34.5 to go. Take a quick break. We'll be back with the finale of this one with one more game to go today.
Ro Russell is best known as one of the founding fathers of the Canadian AAU scene. Now he is building something new, a boys and girls basketball program at Crestwood Preparatory College, a private school that can provide resources to both their coach and their players.
It's a great job. We have great resources, great support systems, and it's very, you know, it's structured. I can be here and do my thing for the next 10, 20 years and just, you know, keep on doing what we're doing and keep being successful. So it's a great place for longevity.
We're not looking at being, you know, the top dog for a year or two. We're looking at longevity. So we want this to be a program that we can look back on. It's been going for 20 years, 30 years. We know that these kids are looking to go to top level post-secondary schooling, and we don't want anyone going there unprepared. Crestwood is an academic institution, and we've always been an academic institution for 40 years. So we're going to give these kids through basketball a way to come to a high-end private school.
The first time I visited here.
Going from Jacoby Neath in the hallways here at Crestwood to Jacoby Neath on the floor here at Crestwood. Looking to hold on to this 4-point lead. Here comes the trap.
Ooh. Yep.
Oh, he dribbles his way through it. Putting the skills on display. Smart move by Thomas.
And that's why he's such a weapon.
Ooh.
Oh,
brings
wow.
it down.
And the refs are really putting the whistles away.
Got to call that one.
I think Crestwood caught a break there on the inbound. Yeah. Jacoby Neath looked like it might have took a little bit of a two-step on his way to generating that opportunity there and killing some of the clock. That would have been a huge turnover, but see what LBA can generate here with 13 seconds left. They need some points.
Wide open, corner three. Couldn't get it. That was the shot that they needed.
You couldn't have asked for a better look.
Everybody lost them.
You really could not have asked for a better opportunity there. That was a clean look. And like we said early on in this game, it's a make or miss game. It's you live and die with what you know, they live and die with their strengths, LBA does, and they shoot the ball well. It can be your Achilles heel, it can be your best friend.
Absolutely. 9 seconds to go.
Franco Miller deserves a tip of the cap for a couple of reasons. One, he has been tremendous all day long, not just in this game, but earlier today. And two, battling through what appears to be a cramp, could be somewhat of a leg injury or something, some ailment to his right leg, and just refusing to give in. Might have sat off for a couple minutes and then found himself right back on the court and is hitting free throws in crunch time.
Franco Miller unofficially hanging a couple of 30-point games here today. 60-point day, not bad for the kid from the Bahamas. 6-point lead. 6.3 on the clock. LBA treated us to just an outstanding game. Cummins looked like that actually had a chance.
I mean, but even there, when you know they're going to inbound, this game's over.
Crestwood picks up 2 W's on their home floor on day 1. We got 1 game to go. Halifax Prep making the drive out, taking on the Toronto Basketball Academy. Stay with us. We'll be back. The final game of day 1.